This is the place where we arrived about 10 years ago. It's still more or less the same that way. It's the famous Jean Monnet.
I sort of felt immediately at home there because it felt like a building from the country that I was coming from an old era.
You got the feeling that it's very yellow.
It might have been this.
There was a table, of course, chair and a computer, which was fairly recent.
Terrible PVC floors, single glazing. You were still allowed to smoke.
And then I remember the days when we had a smoking room. And now we have to go out, which is okay.
It felt really like one huge unknown, because it was a foreign country that I've been to before, but I couldn't imagine it so big from the point of view of administration, and the DGT is so big here.
We were quite isolated in a way from the rest of DGT. And every now and then you would meet somebody.
I've been seeing you in a very long time.
Yeah, probably.
It was maybe the result of having so much work that after a long day's work you need to refresh yourself in some other way.
All the achievements we really celebrated very, very much.
And the first big one we had was after we translated commissioners' hearings.
When the group started growing, then we ended up being moved every time to try and be grouped according to nationality. 9 years, 8 years, yes, definitely.
Several years. But my competition languages were German and French, and the very first work I got was from English.
I started translating from French, which I never did before. It was a shock and learning by doing.
I had different mentors from all the language departments.
There were groups of people actually coming and looking into the offices. And some of the more extroverted translators would actually knock on our doors and come in and say hi and say something. But there were also the more introverted types who would just sort of sneak in and peek in and just have a look at us and run away.
We were a bit there on our own because it was our language. No one could really help us.
So it was really a very great sense of commitment and pride also.
Even though I haven't spoken to you for 10 years, there is a connection that we've been through something really special.
Together.